One thing to consider is that if Boril is on your team, he is probably going to go off.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. If you're curious about any other hero in Empires and Puzzles, you can view my website at anchorgame.com. There you will find I've graded every single hero with a calibrated team of graders. This resource will always be free. Thinking about supporting the hero grades and the breakdown videos? You're welcome to donate. Otherwise, feel free to share this resource with a friend. I have my exclusive line group called Anchor Cove, where you gain access to myself and tons of other experienced players with on-demand information and resources. If that piques your interest, all that information is on the opening page of my website with a short video. Let me dive into today's hero breakdown.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be doing a brand new hero breakdown on Boril costume. The big beefy man finally got his new costume. He's got 504 on his attack, 851 on his defense, and 1287 on his health. Statistically, the attack power is really bad, but I think he has probably one of the highest defenses in the entire game at 851, and 1287 is definitely a thing. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is a free massive turn-based dark fantasy RPG. To try this game out, all you gotta do, go to the video description, click on the special links. You'll receive 100,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 10 mystery shards, and 1 free champion, Slasher. All your treasure, it's waiting for you right over here. He is running at average speed. He is a classic hero with a new costume, which means he gives you a bonus. You get 5% on the attack, 5% defense, 10% health, and 5% mana bonus when you add the costume. So what that means is when you level up the costume all the way, both the costume and the regular version get those bonuses. So make sure you level them up if you do have the costume. As far as his special abilities goes, he's got 1. All allies counterattack with 60% of the damage received for 4 turns. So definitely a bit of a difference from the regular version, which I believe is at 125 for 6 turns. 125%, but it's only the target nearby allies, whereas this is every single person counterattacking is 60% of the damage received for 4 turns. So one thing to consider is that if Boril is on your team, he is probably going to go off. That's just almost factual because he's got such ridiculous stats. And I know from what I understand, if you do apply emblems to him and you start leveling him up, he has pretty much like the highest defense in the entire game, which is pretty crazy for a 4-star. That's pretty nuts. He is a paladin class hero, which definitely means that he is battling it out with a lot of different heroes to potentially be putting emblems on him. But if you do have extra emblems, you're going to throw them on him. You're definitely going to want to just go that defense and health route. Forget the attack power, it doesn't really matter at all. You want to make sure he stays alive, so then that way he sets it up so everybody counterattacks. So when we look at his Titan grade, he is going to get a B- grade there. Obviously, he's got really low attack power at 504. That's really bad. And he's only really going to fit in on your Titans on kind of the high tile damage or a specialty spot, which he's neither of those. So I don't recommend using him on Titans at all. He is going to get a B-. It is kind of nice to reflect all damage. Maybe, but probably not your best bet on Titans. When we look at him offensively, he is going to get a B grade on offense. I could see definitely some usability, especially if you're planning on throwing some emblems on him, setting it up so everybody counterattacks. The one thing I don't like about regular Boril version is when he goes off, you're kind of at the mercy of the defense to be hitting you, and sometimes it just doesn't really do much, so he's almost kind of like a non-factor. So what I appreciate about him is that now applying 60% to all of your allies, even though it is only for 4 turns, it does help out quite a bit to where no matter what, when he goes off, you're going to be reflecting damage back. So there is a case to be made by putting him in on offense. He is going to get a B grade there. When we look at his tank grade, he is going to get a B grade. Again, this is comparing it against 5 stars on defense. There is some usability. If you are throwing emblems on him, I could definitely see like the mid-tier alliances that are using blue tanks for him to be a real factor. Could be really annoying. He is going to get a B grade there. And when we look at his flank grade and his wing grade, he is going to get a C. Those might flex into a B- just because when he goes off, he does set it up so all of your allies counterattack. So defensively, he is going to get a B. This is close to a B minus. It is kind of in that range, but there is some usability if you really need to put him on defense. I do like him in the tank position. Now, when we're looking into his weekly raid grade, this grade is compared against other 4-star heroes, so keep that in mind when getting this grade. On rush attack, he is going to get an A. Now with him running at very fast speed, setting it up so all your allies are counterattacking, you're almost in a situation to where no matter what, whatever they're doing, they're counterattacking and sending everything back at them. So you pair him with a nice little healer at fast speed, very fast speed, it's going to help out quite a bit because you're just going to stay alive, and any damage done to you, it's going to be reflected back to them. I do like him on rush attack. He is going to get an A grade there. When we look at his buff grade, he is going to get a B grade. This does set you up to where you do have a buff where counterattacking on all your allies. This is maybe close to a B plus. There is some wiggle room there. I could see some usability, but he's just not really punishing. And when we look at his bloody battle grade, he is going to get a B grade there. There is some usability for sure when you're considering using him on bloody battle because he's just setting it up so any damage received is sent back. So an overall grade, he is going to get a B grade, and I know you're going to ask me which version do you prefer versus the regular version versus the costume version. I would say that there's definitely a lot more dependability on this costume version, but there's more of a high risk, high reward situation with the regular version being at 125 and target nearby allies. So I personally, especially on defense, I would probably use the regular version because you're probably going to be counterattacking there, especially in the tank position. But I could see a case to be made. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the regular version's better? Costume version? This is definitely more of a toss-up. I don't know if I have a definitive answer, but overall, it's still an interesting hero, and I could see a lot of mid-tier level players probably using this hero and probably getting great success. So thanks so much for watching this content. Please make sure you subscribe, you turn those notifications on, and I'll see you on the next video.